Hi everyone, Tracy DeMario here, the Superstar Director for the Scented Bliss family. And today I just wanted to talk about follow-up. So follow-up can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and there's a lot of different ways you can do follow-up. So I want to focus on the free ways that you can do follow-up, and then I will cover a couple others on the very end. So first and foremost, if we didn't know already, follow-up is what we do after a customer places an order. And what we do in the future is we work to create that relationship, which can later turn that customer into a future host and hopefully a future team member. So there's lots of different follow-up systems. I was taught early on the 222 system, and therefore that is pretty much what I try to do. That means that 2 days after I get an order from a customer, or if I do a party or I do an event, I'm going to have my first follow-up. 2 weeks is when I'm going to do my second one, and 2 months is when I'm going to do my third one. So, you know, it's not scientific. If you want to do 1 day, 3 days, need to tweak it, change it up, totally do that. The point is just to do the follow-up. And you may realize over time, you might be doing one follow-up system and then something happens, comes up, lifestyle change, who knows what, and you need to change your follow-up system. So just remember, just because you start with one doesn't mean that you have to stick to it if you are not sure or don't feel good about that system. So first of all, let's talk about the calendar follow-up system. Again, this can be free. You can simply get a calendar. I know my insurance guy brings me one. I've got realtors that commonly will drop some off to me. Or you could simply go to the dollar store and just buy yourself a simple calendar. When a customer places an order with you, and again, any type of order is what we're talking about, you are then going to go 2 days onto your calendar from the day they ordered and write down their name and write down their phone number. Then you're going to flip the calendar for 2 weeks and you're going to write down their name and you're going to write down their phone number. And then you're going to flip the calendar for 2 months from that date, their order date, and write down their name and write down their phone number. So that way, every day when you come in and you open your door to your office and your workspace, you will know exactly who you need to follow up with. So that is the calendar system. It's super simple, it's super easy, it's something anybody can do. Next is the binder system. Now, this is a system that I used initially. I did this for many years. And if you're not familiar with the binder system, basically it's just that. It's a binder where you're going to track your order forms and or your sheets, your order sheets, and you're going to move them accordingly from 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. If you would like more detailed training on the binder system, if you go to your workstation and search the word binder, you will find one there. If you're in the Scented Bliss family group and you search the word binder, you will find a couple that I have shared, a couple of training videos from a couple of very successful leaders who use the binder system as well. And there's little takes on it, so that way you can watch some different trainings and see which way works for you. Another option, again, I guess this technically would depend on your cell provider, but I think many of us, most of us nowadays, have unlimited text on our cell phones, and that would be the texting system. Very similar to the calendar system, and that is basically that 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months from the date of the order, you would set reminders in your phone to text your customers and do your follow-up through text messaging. Another way that is also free is through Gmail. Now, again, I'm going to guess that many of the other email providers probably have similar options. I use Gmail and therefore I'm familiar with the Gmail. So on Gmail, if you didn't know, you can create templates. The templates then are something you could use consistently each and every time you do your follow-up. So for example, you'd want to have a 2-day follow-up template, a 2-week follow-up template, and a 2-month follow-up template. Then you can actually go to composing your Gmail, insert your template, and where it says send, there's a little drop down that will give you the option to schedule those emails right then, right there. So what's nice about this is your customer places an order today. Right now, I can go to my email. I can compose my 2-day template, insert that, and schedule that email to go out in 2 days. As soon as I'm done scheduling that one, I'm going to go and I'm going to compose my email to the same customer for my 2-week follow-up email template, and I'm going to schedule it to go out in 2 weeks. I'm going to do the same thing 2 months out. So now I've already got it done. It's all scheduled, out of my brain, out of my mind, it's done. Now, I will tell you, I like to change my templates up occasionally, just kind of tweak the wording, because I do have customers that place orders every couple months, and I don't want them to get the same templated email every single time. So what I try to do is once a month, I'm going to go in and just change the verbiage a little bit, or if we have something going on. So for example, currently, as of right this moment, there's a join promotion. So I want to make sure the template that I have going out to all of my customers this month are going to be referencing that join promotion. So you can also use your templates for things like that too. So again, I do recommend changing those up occasionally. And again, it's just a couple sentences just so it doesn't seem like it's the exact same every single time. Now, another way that a lot of people like to use follow-up, and that is through the mail. Believe it or not, people still mail things. And actually, it's even better when it's scented mail. So you can certainly pick or choose. You could do maybe your very first 2-day message, follow-up message could be via text message. Maybe your 2-week follow-up message is via an email. And maybe your 2-month follow-up is through a handwritten card. Maybe you want to drop a catalog in the mail. You know, you can mix and match. Again, when I say this once, I'm going to say it often, and that is the key is just to do the follow-up. Remember, you want to make sure your customers always, when they think of Scentsy, they're thinking of your name, and they consider you to be their Scentsy lady or Scentsy mister. Okay, so that's really important. If we don't do our follow-up, they're going to find a consultant that is going to do the follow-up, and that's going to stay in touch with them, that's going to be building that relationship and that connection. They're going to host parties for that person, and eventually they're probably going to join that person's team. So you're not bothering your customers when you're doing your follow-up, you're doing your job. Keep that in mind. And last but not least, I will touch on is there is a texting app service called Project Broadcast. Project Broadcast is a paid service. They have plans that start at $15 a month and go up depending on how many credits are included in the purchase. So again, I personally really like using Project Broadcast because I can schedule out my messages similar to email, only I have just found my customers seem to respond better through text messaging. So if I get an order today, I can go in and on Project Broadcast, schedule a follow-up message for 2 days from today, 2 weeks from today, and 2 months from today, and have my follow-up complete. So that's, again, a paid service that I like to use just because I can get it done, I can schedule things out, and I really like some of the other features that Project Broadcast allows us to incorporate in our business, along with follow-up, but it has some additional features too. So I hope this was helpful in giving you guys an overview so that you can find a follow-up system that works for you. And I hope that you will focus on the follow-up, which I know will lead to consistent customers, future hosts, and future team members.